What's good, YouTube? Akil here, back with another video, and today I'm going to be giving you guys a brand new trip to the thrift video. And I know it's been a minute since I did a complete trip to the thrift video, and as you guys know, I'm still in these thrift stores, and I kind of always have been. I just stopped going as often as I used to since I moved from California to Arizona, but I'm in a brand new city now in Arizona still, and there's a lot of thrift stores out here outside of just Goodwill and, you know, SAVERS and all those other expensive thrift stores. So I'm going to be checking out the area on a more consistent basis, and hopefully I can get some new inventory for my store, especially since at this point I'm really just trying to kind of restock my entire inventory, because as of right now my inventory is super low, and I just got to get back on top to how I used to be. So if you guys are interested in these kind of trip to the thrift videos and you're glad to see it back, make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and without further ado, let's get into it. Alright y'all, so first shoe I came across was a pair of Hoka 11s, and anytime I come across Hokas in good condition, I usually grab them up, but those were too beat up, so I had to pass on those. Next I came across a pair of Shocks, and these were some Shocks from 2002. These are really classic, but at the end of the day, Nike Shocks always sell for some good profit as long as they're in decent condition. I'm not sure if these are for men or women, but they were a size 7, so either way I'm definitely going to be picking these up, because for the price I think these are still going to be worth it. Next to those was a pair of Kyries, and I think these were a grade school size. I think they were like 7Y. Kyries for me usually don't sell that well. It needs to be a really exclusive colorway, and that one just didn't speak to me. So drop a comment if you would have picked that one up, but I ended up passing on those. Next was another pair of Nike Shocks, and these I remember seeing these. I think these were called like the Millennium Editions or something along those lines. These are pretty old as well, from like 2001. Not in as good a shape as those other Shocks that we just picked up, but I think I might still pick these up as well, because Nike Shocks usually always sell for some good profit. As you guys can see, these are pretty rough, but I'm gonna have to check these out and see if they're gonna be worth picking up. But at the end of the day, I usually always pick up Nike Shocks. Now this one grabbed my attention immediately. I thought these were a pair of 12s, but I was disappointed, especially when I saw that price tag for 25 bucks on there. But it is what it is. These Jordans, I'm not gonna pick these up. I think these are called Trainer Primes, something like that, but these are a little too scratched up and scuffed. I don't think I was able to show all the damage and flaws on camera, but those are a little too beat up for me. Next up was a pair of black suede Air Force Ones, and these were pretty beat up as well. Just a ton of stains, especially on the midsole, but I think the price was just a little too high once again for me, so I had to put those back. Now this shoe definitely was just out of control. They had a hole on the bottom of this shoe, still asking 21 bucks for this, so I'm definitely not going to be picking those up. But Air Max 360, if you can find them in better condition, I would probably pick them up. Next to those was a pair of Wilson tennis shoes. Wilson tennis shoes don't really sell for too much profit. They don't have much of a resale value, so I always pass on those. And next to that was a pair of Merrells, but once again they were just really tripping with that price, especially for $16.99. Now next to that was a pair of black Air Force Ones, and these were cooked. Black Air Force Ones, you already know what they say about people that wear black Air Force Ones. But this person clearly wore these into the ground, but at the end of the day, if these were in better condition and a little cheaper, probably would have picked them up, but for that price and that condition, just wasn't worth it to me. Now drop a comment if you guys see anything that I may have passed on, because that's been happening to me a couple times lately, so it is what it is. Next I came across this pair of New Balances. These are just some 510s for $8.99. Not a bad price, but these probably would sell for maybe 30 bucks, so I don't know if I'll pick those up. Next to that was a pair of Air Maxes, and I think these are the 2016s, 2017, something like that, but these were not in the best condition. I think this is a women's shoe as well. If this was, say, 5 bucks, I probably would have picked those up and cleaned them up in the house, but at the end of the day, these were just not in the best condition, not for me at least. Alright y'all, so we're going to check out the clothes for a little bit, and the first piece I saw was this Nike track jacket, but they were asking 20 bucks for this, and I actually was wearing a Nike track jacket this day, and I spent like 5 bucks on that one, so I definitely wasn't going to spend 20 on this one. And next to that was a FILA Magic Line jacket. Well, not a jacket, this was actually a full snowsuit. And I'm not familiar with FILA Magic line. I can't even front and say that I am, but I've sold at least maybe 2 dozen snowsuits in my day. So anytime I see them, I usually do some research on these because they usually do sell for some good profit. And the only thing with these, as you guys can see, there were some snags and some pulls on the sleeve, but outside of that, this one looked like it was in really good condition. So I'm definitely going to have to do some more research on this piece. And they were asking $50 for this one. But one thing when it comes to Savers is that if you donate something, you'll get a 20% off coupon. And usually they'll just give you a bunch of coupons if you donate stuff like 1 by 1. So that's what I'd like to do anytime I'm shopping there. So I'm definitely going to be getting a coupon just to kind of supplement the cost of this a little bit, just so I can get it for a more affordable price. But at the end of the day, I think this one should sell for maybe at least $100. Now, we are in another thrift store, and I came across a bunch of these LFC soccer jerseys. I'm no soccer fan by any means, but I've sold hundreds of soccer jerseys, some from Ross, some from, Marshalls and different places. But these were all brand new with tags. So this one I'm definitely going to have to do some research on. And there were a bunch of these here in the store, all the same size. And I think they were $7.99 for these. So, no, $6.99 for these. So I'm definitely going to be grabbing these up because, like I said, brand new soccer jerseys, you really can't go wrong. I should at least be able to sell those for maybe 40 or $50. Now, one thing that I'm always checking when I'm in these thrift stores is the bag section, because sometimes you might come across a really expensive bag, maybe something like Filson or something. And a bag like this, I've actually sold this same exact bag in the past. I had like 3 or 4 of these, and I sold them for like $50. But this one is definitely, as you can see, it's super stiff. I just think it's kind of old and kind of worn out. So that one I just had to pass on. But if you guys see that same duffel bag, pick it up, because I sold that same exact one for $50 a few times in the past. Now, this was a really dope pair of PacSun track pants. PacSun doesn't really have a really high resale value, but I just figured I'll show you this because sometimes PacSun pieces sell for some good money. So definitely be on the lookout for PacSun stuff, but you just got to use your better judgment. Now, this one was a surprise. This one was a brand new pair of Timbs. These are like some moccasin boots, but they were brand new without the box. It even had the original insole in there. And they were only asking $10 for these. So these will definitely be coming with me because I love buying stuff that's brand new. That way I won't have to do too much cleaning. And the best part is that they had a few brand new shoes in here, just brand new without box. This was a pair of Merrell Jungle Mocks, and I've sold a bunch of Merrells in the past. I used to find like Merrell hiking boots and just Merrell sneakers all the time, and they don't sell for a ton of profit. Sometimes anywhere between like 40, sometimes as high as like $70, depending on the style and condition. These I'm definitely grabbing up both pairs. I think these were in a size 13, so this is a pretty solid size. In the women's shoe section now was a pair of Asics, and Asics is usually a brand that I tend to pass on because the resale value isn't that strong, but these were also brand new without the box. So for $7.99, I figure I could at least get $40 for these, so I'm definitely going to be scooping these up as well. And next to those were a pair of Keen boots, and I think these are called the Voyager Mids. Once again, brand new without box. Really solid pickup pair. They were only asking, I think, $8.99 for these, so definitely going to be picking these up and hopefully getting these sold as soon as possible. Alright, y'all, so we are back in the crib, and as you guys can see, I was able to pick up a ton of stuff from these different thrift stores today, and this usually doesn't happen. I can't remember the last time I came back solely from just thrift store shopping and came back with more than 3 items. So this is definitely a rare occasion, and hopefully, I can kind of keep this energy going and just kind of keep these finds coming along. But let's just jump straight into it, and let me show you guys what I picked up to flip online. Alright, y'all, so first up is this New Balance soccer jersey, and this is the LFC. I'm not a soccer person at all, but it is brand new with tags. That's what's super important. It says Standard Charter on the front, and it just says Champions, of course, 2019, 2020 on the back. And I was able to pick up 4 of these jerseys. I saw 5 in the store. One of them had a really bad snag, and the embroidery on one of them was looking kind of sus to me, so I ended up putting that one back. And it wasn't until I actually got online in the register and I realized that they actually had like 50% off t-shirts. So even though the tag on this said it was $7, this was only $3.50. So this was a really good deal, and these were selling online for just about $40. So they're all size medium, and I'm just gonna list them. Probably gonna put these up on Poshmark as well. I don't sell as much on Poshmark as I used to, but you never know, some stuff still does sell on that website. So I always try to put up a little, at least a little something on there, because it still does help move some inventory. So hopefully these do sell fast. Next up, we got 2 pairs of these jungle mocks from Merrell, and Merrell is a really solid brand. I used to find this brand pretty often when I used to thrift every day back in Santa Barbara, and these were actually brand new. I found a bunch of brand new shoes in that thrift store, and the funny thing is I was actually in that thrift store way longer than I actually was able to film on camera. Since I'm brand new to the area, I was kind of just walking around the aisles, kind of just scoping it out so I get a real good feel for it. And as I was waiting there, they started to bring out some more shoes. So I tell you guys all the time, everything happens for a reason. So I'm just kind of glad that I stuck around in that thrift store as long as I did, and I was able to come across 2 pairs of these for $7.99 a piece. And since these are brand new without box, they even still have the original insoles in there. So I'm gonna list these as new other, and I've seen comps anywhere between like as low as about $50 to as high as about 70. So I'm gonna price mine on the higher end. I usually used to list mine somewhere in the middle, but now I'm kind of just, I need those profits. I need that cash at this point. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm kind of gonna list mine on the higher end. I think both are a size 13, so I'll just list them and wait until the right buyer comes along. Next up, nothing too crazy, a pair of Asics, but the reason why I picked these up because these were also brand new without box. And one thing I really do like about, you know, going to places like Ross and Burlington, I actually enjoy buying brand new stuff because it just sells better. I don't have to clean it, I don't get a bunch of questions or a bunch of returns, and I don't have to inspect it super hard like how I used to, you know, making sure things doesn't have little stains and little holes. That's why I like buying stuff brand new. And the good thing is I went to a thrift store and was still able to find some brand new stuff. So I'm definitely going to be going back there as often as possible. But these are the Asics. I just searched these by style code, and I was able to find comps on these. They'll sell for at least $40 since they are brand new without box. So I'll just price them at 40 and then wait until the right buyer comes along. Next up, we got a pair of Keen boots, and these were also brand new without box, and these were $10, and I've seen comps for these anywhere between like $80 and as high as 110. So I'll probably price mine for about $100, and we'll see how well these do. But next up, we got a pair of Tims, and these are called the Oakwell moccasin boots, and these were really clean. I don't know who donated all of these shoes, but I'm really glad that they did. And once again, these were selling for just about 70 to $80, and I think I spent $7.99 on these. So this was a really good pickup, and I'll get a really solid return on my investment with these boots. And this is the perfect time to be selling boots like this because people are, you know, picking up boots like crazy right now. At least until maybe the next 2 to 3 months, I think boots and outerwear will be selling really well. So this is just a really solid pickup for the perfect amount of money. Now next up, this is actually something I picked up from SAVERS, and this is that pair of Nike Shox, and I'm not sure if these are for women or these are for men, but the size on these is actually a size 7, so it's probably a woman size 7, but I'm going to do some more research and I'll make sure I update you guys on that, hopefully in a what so video when these actually do sell. But like I told you guys in the previous video, anytime I come across Nike Shox, especially like the older ones from like 2002, 2001, anytime like the early 2000s, for some reason they have like a very niche crowd that's willing to spend, you know, upwards to 80, sometimes $100 for these shoes. And as you guys can see, I didn't even clean these yet, but these are in really good condition, super clean, super nice. So these, I'm going to price these on the higher end. It is a size 7, so it might sit for a while until the right buyer comes along, but it is what it is. I'm definitely glad I was able to find these. And in SAVERS, these were $16.99, but I always make sure that I donate something every time I shop at SAVERS. That way I get that 20% coupon. So I donated something that I had in my trunk. I think I had some beat up shoes that I definitely couldn't sell online, and I was able to capitalize on that discount. So this was really good. I think I ended up spending like $13 on these, and these should sell for at least, give or take, 80 to $100. And last but certainly not least, this is the vintage FILA Magic Line snowsuit. Now, FILA Magic Line is something completely brand new to me because I'm definitely not super big into vintage, but this is definitely a vintage piece. As soon as I seen it, I knew it was vintage because honestly, right now, FILA doesn't even put out dope stuff that looks like this, so I knew this had to be vintage. And I checked the comps on this one, and it was selling for, I seen comps as low as like $70, and some of those had some flaws, and then I seen some sell for as high as like $100 $180. So I'm definitely going to be pricing mine maybe around 150, maybe a little more than that. I'm still going to have to do some more research on this whole FILA magic line, but at the end of the day, I was able to pick this one up for $30. As I showed you guys in the video, this one did have some snags and it's kind of like some pilling on the sleeves. So the good thing about this is that anytime I'm in thrift stores and I see stuff that has a flaw, I'll always ask the person at the register, you know, if they can give me a little discount because of the flaws on there. Sometimes they say no and they just completely ignore it. This time around, the person said, let me ask the manager. Manager came by and they was able to give me 25% off, and then I was able to use the same 20% off coupon on this item as well. So even though the tag said $50 on this, I ended up spending only $30 on this. So this was a really good deal at the end of the day. Still kind of pricey, but considering the fact that it could sell for maybe $100 to $150, I think it's definitely well worth it. And of course, this is the time of the year where people are going to be picking up snowsuits and outerwear and jackets and stuff like that. So I'm going to try my best to kind of clean this up and make it look as presentable as possible. Pieces like this I probably will accept an offer on, even though the majority of the items in my store I don't accept offers on, but something like this I probably will accept offers on there just to see if I can sell it a little quicker, because at the end of the day I probably only have maybe 3-4 months tops before I can actually sell this for some really good profit. Alright y'all, that's all I have for today's video. So if you guys enjoyed that one, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. And if you guys didn't realize, your boy is back in full effect when it comes to just thrifting and just trying to make sure I get inventory from different sources. I'm probably going to start doing some garage sale videos as well, because at the end of the day I feel like I'm starting over from scratch right now. I just purchased my first home, and anyone that knows about, like, you know, purchasing homes, you got to spend a ton of money in terms of the down payment, closing costs, renovations, paint. So much money goes into this. So for me, I'm just super hungry, super excited to kind of share this journey of like the re-up, the bounce back, whatever you guys want to call it. But I'm just super excited, super motivated. So I hope you guys enjoy the journey, follow along, take some of this motivation, and make sure you guys go out and get this money as well. And I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Peace.